Hello everyone, welcome back. This is my 43rd video. Um, I can't believe I forgot to mention yesterday, but I finally finished rewatching Blade. Oh no, rewatching X-Men, and I watched for the first time Blade 2. Um, that's probably my third time watching X-Men. So I guess I'll say my general thoughts on it. X-Men, this was like my third time watching it. I mean, it's true what they say. It really is more like a Wolverine in the X-Men movie than just the X-Men. But yeah. It's still pretty entertaining. It's from 2000, so some of the effects are kind of dated. Like, train scene, Cyclops is in like the main, like, I don't know how to say it, the main like front room of the train station, and they're like behind them you see like Toad like climbing up the wall. It's like really goofy. He gets Toad's on wires. Sorry, I think this is kind of gone like a little worse today. Like now my I guess my throat doesn't feel as sore anymore, but like I'm starting to cough a lot, so yeah. I don't know if that's a sign that's getting better or worse. I guess it's good that my throat isn't as sore anymore, but yeah. Um, Alright, so then, I don't know, it's so cool. There's so many cool shots in that movie, though. I love the Statue of Liberty. Wolverine is battling Magneto. Like, a weird ass shot where, like, he's, like, thrown off, and his clots, like, follows him. He, like, does, like, a 360, like, spin around the, I don't even know what to call it, the, like, what's it called, the, like, pointy thing? The, like, Statue of Liberty crown, like, the pointy thing on top of it. Like, how's that physically possible, but it's still so cool to watch. Yeah, I mean, overall, I do think it's one of the better X-Men films, you know. I know that's not saying much, since I guess only a few of them could really be considered, like, actual good films. Namely, X-Men. Like, I wouldn't say it's, like, a good film, but it's something, like, when comparing to the others, it's definitely, like, one of the better ones. But, like, the only ones I could really consider to be, like, good films in actuality, like X-Men First Class, Days of Future Past, Logan, of course. Although, like, I kind of, like, transcends the whole, like, superhero genre. I think that's how good, like, a movie it is. It doesn't really feel like it's part of the genre. But, yeah. X2, maybe. So, yeah. I ranked it, since it's part of my, Marvel movie marathon thing. I think I gave it, like, maybe 3.5 stars. Just as, like, a lot, still really entertaining, but, it's still entertaining, but, maybe, the effects are a little dated, and then, also, like, it is more of, like, a Wolverine film, the X-Men film, so it loses me a bit on that part, but, yeah, alright, so, I should say, though, that the acting, is still pretty good in that film. I feel like that's one thing that the X-Men films got right for the most part. One of the few things is, like, the casting. I feel like the majority of the casting, like, really fit the roles. Alright, so moving on to Blade 2. I really love this one. Right now, it's at the top of my list, my whole Marvel thing. Blade was at the top of the list before this one. I just like this one a little bit more than Blade, the first one, because Blade 2, like, it kept me, like, just slightly more engaged than the first Blade. There were just a little bit of scenes in Blade that I got a bit antsy with. But Blade 2, no, is one of the few movies where I was actually, like, a few movies that I saw at home. When I see a movie in theater, obviously I watch a full thing in one scene, but it's one of the few movies that I saw at home where I was able to watch mostly the whole thing in one watch. Maybe I saw it after like 15 minutes, then came back and watched the rest. But yeah, action scenes I loved. I know Blade Trinity is supposed to be like shit, kind of, but I think it'll be alright. At least maybe it'll be like entertaining. So yeah. I love the concept of like the Reapers, I think they're called. The like whole mouth thing is crazy. Yeah. I guess Wesley Snipes, he's great as always. Nice to see Whistler back. Sorry, I forgot that actor who played him. Yeah. Um, I do have to say, like, I guess you have to suspend your belief a little bit that Blade, like, ended up falling for the whole vampire scheme in this movie. Um, but I don't know. I'm fine with that. Like, he was only, like, human or, like, well, like, half human. So, he fell for it. It's whatever. But, like, you would kind of expect his character to be, like, a little bit more, like, cautious. No. Or maybe he didn't know about from the start and he was just waiting for the moment for their betrayal. Like he did with, I forgot the name of the character in the film. It's like the white kid. Like he's Sonny has by his side. And surprise, surprise, by the end of the film, he, becomes, betrays them. And then he's immediately exploded. Like a few seconds there. Because he's like, oh yeah, I knew the whole time. I do like how throughout the movie that kid they show him watching the Powerpuff Girls though. That's kind of funny. So yeah, I really liked it. I give it 4.5 stars. Really, the only thing the half star that was bringing it down was just some of the action scenes look dated also, but that's kind of like a given in these films. So like the weird like CGI flips during the action scenes. But yeah, I really liked it. So yeah, but. What else happened yesterday? I went to my ethics of business class for the second time. Nothing really happened. I introduced myself to my professor since I didn't really have enough time to do it last class. So many people were doing it, so yeah. And then today I woke up. It took me like a really long time to fall asleep last night, but it's fine because I was pretty sick, so I was like pretty uncomfortable. And then there was like loud like thundering and lightning outside and also raining, so yeah. But I eventually did. Woke up pretty late this morning, like 11 p.m. That's fine though, because my Zoom class was until 2 p.m. Then I went to Zoom class. I lunched first, but then I went to Zoom class, which was Global Origins of Race. Pretty boring. There wasn't even anything that we had to take notes on today. It was just basically the teacher talking to himself. He even admitted like, oh yeah, this isn't class where I have to take any notes. So pretty annoying, but I almost fell asleep during it, but thankfully I didn't. Because if I fell asleep and I was still there once the class had ended, like I was still on the Zoom call, and you probably would have been suspicious if I was even paying attention, so yeah. But it's all fine. And out in a few minutes, I have to walk to my writing arguments class. Then I'll probably have a sandwich for dinner after that. But that's it for now. Thank you to anyone who's watching these. And I'll see you in the next one.